Hello everyone and welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. So I'm looking at the image and I can see the video is grainy. Doesn't really matter, right? So we have the rooms. We don't have lighting fixtures on top. We have lamps and it's winter time, so there's not much daylight. I was in the summer doing my videos outside on my bench out there, Tabor Talk, right? So hope you don't mind the video quality. Okay, so getting right into this, I'm reading this book here, White Trash, Nancy Eisenberg's History of White Trash, the 400-year untold history of class in America. So I bought this a couple of years ago. Great book. I picked it up again, and I'm in like 20 pages in. Beautifully written. I'm very familiar with this book, Nancy Eisenberg. So this is what's happening with in our country here. We're in the midst of a cultural war, and it's really mostly about, more so than just ideology, it's really class. So Trump's base is these white trash deplorables, if you will. That's the bulk of his base. You go to the Trump rallies, this is what you're seeing. And I've done several videos on this, but the irony is how a real estate mogul, a billionaire, if you will, a guy from New York City, like the city slicker of city slickers, right? I live out in the country here myself, the Catskills. These people are weary of city slickers, people from the city. It's a little different now. I don't want to give the town, but there's a college here, so it's not like it used to be. We've been coming up here for decades, and it's not like backwood. It's not like that really, upstate New York. But the area where we live, there are certainly towns where it's really like fucking still backwoods. A little Deliverance. Well, it's upstate New York, totally different sort of demographic than say like whatever. Okay, I digress. Okay, so this book here. White Trash. So you have a guy, a spoiled, rotten brat from New York City, a real estate mogul, billionaire, this rich guy, city slicker, the whole thing, socialite, New York City, and somehow he's able to be their leader. It doesn't make sense at all. And people have been scratching their heads for 3 years now. Like, what? This guy? I don't understand it. Why would they follow a guy like that? Right? A con artist, a city slicker. So this is a really good book, and she gets into it about comparing these people to really like human waste and comparing them to inferior animal stocks. And she lists, this is interesting, there have been a host of well-known and lesser-known figures contributed to the long saga of America's embattled lowly breed. I'm going to just cite this, or just list this here. Ready? There's a list here. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Davy Crockett, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Jefferson Davis, Andrew Johnson, W.E.B. Du Bois, Theodore Roosevelt, Erskine Caldwell, James Agee, Elvis Presley, Lyndon Baines Johnson, James Dickey, Billy Carter, Dolly Parton, William Jefferson Clinton, and Sarah Palin, to name a few, have been looking into this, examining white trash, their ideas, shifting public images and self-images, help us to make greater sense of the curious and complicated story of American class identity. Okay, when I finish the book, I'll be doing more about this. And by the way, myself, I grew up with these people. I grew up in a very small town in New Jersey, and not to be mean or whatever, but it was kind of the white trashy stuff. I grew out of that, but I was definitely a white trash kid. I didn't know any better, my parents did the best they could. God bless them, and we sort of the escape is education. So I went to pretty good grammar school. Went to Catholic school. Grammar school was very good. Our middle school was very good. High school was not so good. I went to Butler High School, not good at all. But I went to college, and I got out of that. And I worked in the city, and there you go. And now I live in the Catskills. So there you go. And people resent me. They think I'm some sort of elite, and I'm not. Like, they think I'm some sort of snob, an intellectual snob, and it's just bullshit. I'm not. I'm still Michael. Okay, all right. On that note, I'll be doing more of this. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.